Hey, we're talking about when a linear inequality, a system of linear inequalities gives us no solution, okay? So, no solution. That means, when do we normally get no solution for like a system of equations? Then when the lines don't touch, because the lines were? Parallel. Something similar happens for linear inequalities. Let's see what happens, okay? So let's take the first one. And what do we do for step number one? Segi? You forgot? Nick, help him out. What do I do for step number one? Segi remembered? You do, but before you even do that, Miss Gagne? Equal sign. So 2x plus y, change it to an equal sign and -1. Now, Segi, we need to change it into y equals mx plus b. What should I do to change it? Add 2x to both sides. 2x plus 2x gives me? 4x. Uh-oh. What did I need to change? Subtract 2x from both sides, peeps. Kyra, what do I get?
So you get y equals -2x minus 1.
Very good. This is in slope-intercept form. I need a volunteer to graph it. Matthew.
All right, so you start at -1.
Why?
Because it's the line intercept.
Very good.
And then you go down twice.
Okay.
And go to the right once.
Excellent. Excelente. Down 2 to the right 1. Matthew, one more question. Is this going to be a solid or a dotted line?
It's going to be a dot.
Why?
Because the symbol doesn't have a line under it.
Good. It's a less than symbol, so it needs to be dotted. Or dashed, whatever you want to call it. Any questions on the graphing part? Okay, part number 2. Salucci, what do I have to do after part number 1?
Pick a point.
Yeah, pick a point. AJ, pick a point.
0,
0,
0.
0 is beautiful. Love 0, 0. So we picked 0, 0. What do I do at that point, Alfonso? What do I do with 0, 0?
You substitute it
Good. Where?
for the second one.
Nope.
Wait, for the first one?
For the first one, okay? Substitute in for the original first one. So it's going to be 2 times 0 plus 0 is less than -1. Mia, what's 0 times 2?
0.
What's 0 plus 0? 0. Is 0 smaller than -1, Casey?
No.
No. So what happens when it's not true, Mia?
You have to shade the opposite side.
Excellent. Shade the opposite side. So we're going to shade the bottom part of this dotted line. McCarvin, you good on this one?
Yeah.
Any questions? Any questions from the class? We've done a few of these now. We're Gucci? Okay, the second one. McCarvin, what do I do?
You turn the first opposite to y equals x plus 4. Wait.
Where are you getting plus 4?
Wait, no, I want to be. No, for A, you do the same thing. You turn it to 2x plus y equals 3.
2x plus y equals 3. Excellent. After that?
And then you have to put it in slope intercept, so you subtract 2x.
Yeah, buddy. Subtract 2x from both sides. What do I get, McCarvin?
You get y equals -2x plus 3.
Heck yeah, let's go. Y equals -2x plus 3. Fuchsa, can you graph that for me, please?
You have to do the 3 on the graph.
Okay. Down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1. Beautiful. Caitlin, 4. Dotted or solid line here?
Dotted.
Why?
Because there's no line.
Good. It's just a greater than symbol, so it must be dotted. Okay? So we're going to put a dotted line or a dashed line here. You'll notice something about your two lines. Alfred, what do you notice about the two lines? They're going in the same direction. What do we call that? They're parallel to each other, okay? So let's see what happens. Let's test 0, 0 again, okay? Let's test 0, 0. So plug in 0, 0 to your inequality. 0, 0 is going to be our testing point. Plug it into the second one all the way at the top. It'd be 2 times 0, which is 0, plus 0 should be larger than 3. Is 0 bigger than 3, guys? No. If it's not true, Gabe, what does that mean about where I shade? Gabe L.
If it's not true, you shade the opposite way.
Okay, so which side am I going to shade? To the right or to the left?
To the right.
To the right. Very good. Kyra?
I'm supposed to get out now.
Okay, go ahead. For pep rally?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, people, compare this to what we were doing yesterday. Look back in your notes. Pick any problem. What was our solution set yesterday when they overlapped? Why does this problem have no solution? Caitlin? They never overlap, okay? So put no overlap means no solution. Okay? No overlap means no solution. AJ? Correct. Well, no, not necessarily. Because AJ, what if this guy, the red one, was shading in this direction? Wouldn't we have overlap here?
Yeah.
Okay? So be careful. It definitely depends on which way you're shading. Just because the lines are parallel does not mean that there's no solution. Okay, any questions on this guy? All right. We're going to do 2 problems from here. Write a system of linear inequalities that's represented by the graph. So let's take a look at it. We're going to take it one piece at a time, guys. Okay, don't jump the gun. Just take it one piece at a time. Look at this graph. Let's write an inequality for it. What do we know about this dotted line? AJ?
No line in it.
There's what?
There's no line or any like the thing. Inequality.
Oh, okay. So it has to be a greater than symbol or a less than symbol. Very good. What else do we know about that line? Caitlin? Good. It has a y-intercept of 0. What else do we know about it? Is there anything else? McCarvin? The slope is not positive x. Andrea? Positive 1. Thank you. It eventually goes with x, McCarvin, but do not say that your slope is x, okay? That is wrong. Okay, our slope is 1. Do we need anything else? No, we can go ahead and do this problem. I set it up as an equation first. What is the equation of that boundary line? Segi?
Y equals x plus 0.
Y equals x plus 0, or just y equals x. Do you agree? All right. What do we do after that? Good. Figure out if it's greater than or less than. And I do that by picking a point that belongs where? Where does my point have to be? In the shaded region. So I'm going to pick 2, 0. So pick 2, 0, plug it in. So you're going to plug in 0 for y and 2 for x. You get 0 and 2. Which one's bigger? 2. So my inequality needs to be a less than symbol. Do you guys see that? So I replace this equal sign with what? A less than symbol. So my final answer is y is less than x. Am I done? Why not? What do I still need to do? The other line, okay? There's 2 inequalities there, okay? So now we're going to take this line and we're going to do the same thing. What do you guys think is going on with the second line? What do we know about that line? Andrea? It's horizontal. What does that mean? Y equals some number. Now, what number does that have to be? Andrea? -2. It has to be the y-intercept. So y equals -2. Okay? But I can't have equal to here, right? What two symbols am I choosing between? Greater than or less than? But that's not enough. Has to be equal to. Why do these two have to be equal to? It's what?
A normal line.
It, as in, what do you mean by a normal line? It's not dotted, okay? It is a solid line, okay? All right, so now how do I figure out what to use? Use the same point, okay? 2, 0. Plug it in. You're going to get that 0 is being compared to -2. Which symbol do I need to use for the second inequality? A greater than or equal to symbol. So take this equal sign and replace it with greater than or equal to. So y needs to be greater than or equal to -2. These two are my answers. Emma, how we doing? We're good? Ayana? Any questions? Okay. Guys, the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to do that word problem, okay? You have at most 8 hours to spend at the mall and at the beach. You want to spend at least 2 hours at the mall and more than 4 hours at the beach. Write and graph, cross out and graph. We're not going to graph it. We're just going to write a system that represents the situation. Remember, a system is how many inequalities? 2 or more, okay? So let's see what system we can come up with for this scenario. What is the first thing I do for word problems, peeps? My x and my y. So I'm going to make x something, I'm going to make y something. You don't have to use x and y, but we will for now. What should x represent? What are we trying to find? Or what is unknown? Time for what? Okay, so x should be the time for what? The mall, time at mall. And y would therefore be the time at the beach. Okay, let's take it sentence by sentence, guys, and let's look for keywords. You have at most 8 hours to spend at the mall and at the beach. What should I put next to at most? Natalie?
A less than or equal to.
Very good. A less than or equal to symbol. So something has to be less than or equal to 8 hours. And it's the time spent at the mall. What does this word and represent? A plus sign. Okay? So we're going to add the time spent at the mall and the time spent at the beach. So what's the inequality for the first sentence? Sophia, go for it.
Wait,
Never mind. Addison?
X plus Y
X plus Y
is less than or equal to 8.
is less than or equal to 8. Very good. That is the first sentence as an inequality. Any questions on that one? Okay. Now comes the next two inequalities. You want to spend at least 2 hours at the mall. What inequality would represent that? Matthew?
X is X is less than or switch it around. X is greater than or less than 2.
Greater than or less than
I'm sorry, greater than
or equal to 2?
Yeah.
Do we agree with Matthew? I do. He is right. Okay? Matthew, how did you get that?
Because it has to be the same or more. Because at least.
Good, so it's at least, right? What numbers could go where X is? Could 2 go here?
Yes.
Yeah, could 3? Aren't all those values, 2 and 3, at least 2 hours? So we're good, okay? You can always plug in values for your variable and see if it makes sense. There's one more inequality that belongs in this system. Read it again. What's the last inequality? Addison?
Y is greater than 4.
Very good. Y needs to be greater than 4. Because it says more than, that one's clearly a greater than symbol, and then 4 hours at the beach. This is our system. That's all I'm looking for, is that you are able to set it up.